Nick, what's that port for? I mean, I know that we got a 3.5 millimeter jack for audio, but what's that other thing right there?
This port?
Yeah, that one right there.
Um, well,
Oh, you know what that's for? It's for
what's that for?
Sony's new accessory, the paddles.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
after 6 years of not knowing what the hell this is, let's get into it. So Sony is actually coming out with an accessory for the PS4 controller. It adds actual paddles to the back, so that when you can play your calls a doofa doofy, you can actually remap the controls so that instead of actually using um, your L1 or R2 or whatever you want to have it map it to for your throwing grenades, all you have to do is just hit that little back button right there. It's going to be about $30. They said it's going to come out with. That's the price point that's going to be coming out with. And honestly, we've always had those type of accessories for the PS4 controller, but they're always third party and they're always really janky pieces of shit. So,
Yeah, they don't always connect
mm-hmm,
uh like one for one like this would, since this is literally made for it
yeah,
by
exactly.
Sony. Um, but did you have a thought?
Well, actually, I thought it was, it should be stapled by now. A staple, seriously, to have those little, back bumpers, not bumpers, but what do we call them? Flipper flappers,
The
and
the,
so,
the, the flippers.
I call them the flipper flappers. So, basically, like I don't understand, like because they come from the Scuff controllers. Scuff controllers, I
Right.
believe they did it first, and so and they're primarily for FPS first person shooters.
Right.
But it would be a really cool thing. I don't know if it does this or not, but it would be cool to add more buttons to the controller itself. That way you can use these two, all the buttons here, and then the two here. So that way you can do Warframe and get more controls out of it, or
Right.
an MMO that you can have your little hot bar down there. Boom, there's another couple
That
buttons you can use.
that could help a lot, actually.
But
And
it's not confirmed that it does that. So I'm just saying it'd be cool if it did it.
well, I've looked into it a little bit, and from what I've heard, it's not only to give an official give the controller official bumpers, like
Mm-hmm.
the pro, not the pro, but the custom controllers you get made
Mm-hmm.
with those bumpers.
The scuff
Now,
ones, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Now you'll have an official version of that for the controller.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also heard it's for people that don't have the best motion with their hands, like they have problems with using the controller itself,
Mm-hmm.
the way it's already set up. And so by having a couple buttons set up on the back like that, that is actually going to essentially help those people that need an add-on like this. And
Exactly,
so
exactly.
that's pretty cool.
And
um
the
go ahead.
release date is actually going to be January 27th, so that's actually coming around. That's like next week or so.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be, like I said, the price point is $30. So that actually makes your PlayStation 4 controller a Pro controller out right off the bat, and makes it cheaper than going and get a $200 Scuff controller, or like
True.
they've had in the past, or in that we've had before, is that actually Xboxes came out with their own Elite Pro type of controllers that do the same exact thing with the paddles, but it has a little bit more, accessibility with it, like the
Yeah.
taking off the thumbsticks and making it so that when you're pressing down on the trigger, it stops. But you're paying for more money just to get those extra features.
Yeah,
But
it's like you said.
yeah, and people really, they ultimately people just go for those paddles back there, and if you can turn your PS4 controller into a PS Pro controller, it's a cheap way. I mean, hey, why not? I mean, it looks really cool. It's got an OLED screen back there, so it's gonna be bright as fuck. But the
Mhm.
downside of this is it really gonna take the crap out of your battery life, because we're already having it drained
That
as
is
well
true.
because of
Um,
the light bar,
yeah,
and just
that's
no way of
true.
turning it off. I don't know why they didn't let us do that. Like they kept like, what, Sony? Come on, let us turn that off, please.
I
But
I think if
yeah,
anything, anymore, it's kind of like the player one, player two, player three, player four thing.
hmm
Um, although I think they could have used the light bar on the front for that. You know, just maybe had instead of just one light, you could have had like
The light bar up there.
a dot. Yeah, or you could have had dots or something like that.
Well,
But
well, you know that the controller now has a light there, right?
yeah, this is one of those right here.
And it would have just eliminated this because we don't even see this at all. We don't see this. If it's in front of us right here, not only is it, we can see it, but it also could be really distracting too. But it doesn't distract me, but some people it does.
Yeah, I've personally never had a problem with that. But one thing that's really interesting about these bumpers is a patent was released, and this is not confirmed, but a patent was released for the PS5 controller with these bumpers built in. And so I am assuming that instead of just being a replacement for buttons back there, those may end up actually being their own buttons.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
For next gen consoles. And I think that opens up a whole new, set of opportunities. You can change the way the game works with with those buttons. I think that'll be really cool because, I mean, I know the touchpad wasn't used very much on the PS4 controller. I actually really liked it, but I mean, it was nice to be able to at the very least use it for extra buttons.
It wasn't really even used for extra buttons though. That's the whole thing. Like the only thing I saw that was actually used with the touchpad was like Warframe when you can have do your abilities and shit like that. But I was like,
I really like that.
Not for me. Not for me. It's just another fucking expense to make sure that the controller is actually $60, worth it. But I found nothing, with the touchpad. But I see potential with the paddles, man. Because, like I said, I play Call of Duty. I know. But it just makes it easier so that it's just less room or less time going to one button with your thumb or your fingers or something like that. You just click, click. It's just simple. Like I don't understand why people didn't think about this before. Like this, how come this wasn't like a staple coming into this generation? Because I know SCUF controllers back in the day were made for the 360 as well and the PS3.
Honestly, I'm kind of on the other end when it comes to that. I don't see any use for it other than like what I had mentioned for people that have low range movement in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is not something that I would want. And personally, I didn't like the way it looked on that blueprint for the PS5. I'm just kind of like, I don't need it, but okay.
Well, the thing is,
then again, I also don't play as many shooters as like you and some of the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least competitively, I don't. So this is one of those things for me that's just like, great, cool, probably not gonna get it.
I think I'll pick it up. I really, it looks really cool. I'm worried about the battery life, and plus, also,
buy me one too.
I mean, I might as well. Shit. But the thing is, with the Sony having that patent out for the paddles being there, like a day one being an actual a part of the controller, that'd be kind of cool if you have the ability to take it off. That way it's not always there. Maybe, I don't know, but
and I'll have to send you the picture of the paddles so you can bring it up, but. So the paddles on the PS5 are actually, from what I saw, fairly out of the way of your fingers. So if you're not if you're not planning on using these buttons back here, they're not in the way. You know what I mean?
Is it an actual button or is it a paddle?
No, they're actually like buttons back here that you use with your fingers.
I know that Astro has a Pro controller as well. It's the Astro C40, and that's like $200. And I believe theirs is just a button. I think. Don't quote me. I think it's just a button. I think it's just two buttons. But I don't know. I like paddles, man. I don't like buttons. I want paddles. I want to be able to like grip it and just like press it.
Yeah, for sure. Because the patent looked really interesting. And it's honestly kind of hard to see how these would work, but so when you're holding the controller, it looks like you'd be just pressing them like this
mm-hmm.
instead of having the paddles like this right here. These are kind of like the paddles, but they're meant to be used as just regular buttons too, from the look of it.
Yeah.
I just had another thought. Now that I think about it, I just realized they're gonna have to take it off if you have a charger like me where you have a cradle to put them in. You're gonna have to take it off.
Oh, is that what that is for too? The charge stuff.
That's what the I think that's the main reason for the little EXT at the bottom,
so that you can do it this way or this way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
that's
I
what
think
it's for.
That's the only thing that I've seen it used for, other than this. I didn't see this coming, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
More options, man. Give me more options. That's the thing. When you give consumers more options, they stay happy, man.
It's true. And when with games getting more advanced nowadays, more things you can do in a game, I feel like the more buttons we're able to use on a controller, the better.
And any way to innovate more buttons on a controller,
Yeah.
That way it's easier. Yeah. You can implement more things with actions and whatnot. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll be definitely picking it up. So you're not picking it up?
I'm more on the fence of probably not, but
fair enough.
I will definitely try it out once you get it.
All right. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and click that bell icon to get notified for all of our new videos. And once again, thanks for watching.